Hey, what is up everyone? Today I wanted to show you the refinished version 2.0 of my hand-built guitar. Now, if you are new to my channel, at the beginning of this year I started a huge project and I decided to build a guitar entirely on my own, make my own design, build it from blanks, not a kit. This was not a kit. I built this myself from blanks. I did everything myself, making the neck with the truss rod channel, fretting it, even cutting the fret slots, routing the cavities. Yeah, and here we are. This is it. If you haven't seen it at all yet, this is what it looks like. It has a screwless cavity, which is held by magnets, as you can see. Yeah, today I want to talk with you about version 2.0 of this, because I have refinished it. Now, initially when I finished this guitar, I used tung oil. The problem was I used bad tung oil. The bottle that I used was probably open for over a year or a year and a half even, I think. And that oil went bad. It was 100% natural tung oil. Yeah, that was a mistake that I made. I didn't pay attention to that oil, if the oil was still good. It wasn't, because I ended up with a guitar that smelled utterly disgusting, like rotten french fries, like frying fat. It was just so unpleasant to smell it. Now it is much better. The smell is pretty much gone. It still smells oily, but not in a too bad way, I would say. You can smell this is spirit-based oil. I used guitar finishing oil, proper guitar finishing oil by Crimson Guitars from the UK, which is not 100% natural oil. It has some hardeners in it, which make it, in my opinion, much more suitable for finishing a guitar. You can really build up some layers with that, and as you can see, I ended up with a nice, it's not glossy, but it's not matte either. It's something in between, It's like nicely satin, a sweet little satin gloss, as you can see there in the light. I really like it because that's exactly what I wanted to achieve. Now, if you know this guitar or have seen my videos before, you can see the changes that have happened. Mainly, the body looks different now. Not the shape, but the color. It used to be much darker, especially around the edges here. And the fretboard is now dark, which used to be, just a bit like this color, bright wood. It is European oak. I actually messed that fretboard up when I did a second fret job to do some corrections. I did not mask off the fretboard that time, and what happened was that the nickel dust and from the sandpaper went into the wood and provoked a discoloration, which looked really bad and dirty, and that was really a big mistake. So I thought to cover that up or make it better and just stained it black, and it looks so much better now. The only problem now is that I have black side dot markers, which are really hard to see depending on how much light you have. But I mean, I don't play this guitar that much. It's it was for the sake of building it, not really using it afterwards. Of course, I wanted to make a playable instrument, which this is. The biggest fun was building it and having a result. So I did some more sanding on the neck. It feels much smoother and better now. It is still thick, but that's something I can't change. I can't remove even more material from the neck, because I would end up in the truss rod channel, which is, somewhere in there and not so far away. I left the fretboard too thick when I glued it on, because I was thinking to get some thickness off when sanding the radius in, but that did not quite happen. So this is a quite thick neck, This is big Les Paul level, although the guitar looks so modern and spanky, thin and stuff. Speaking of being modern looking and thin looking, it's the heaviest guitar I've ever had, probably. It's well over 4 kilos. I would say 4.2, 4.3 kilograms. Even heavier than my Japanese Les Paul. Yeah, luckily I don't have to play this live or, while standing. It's just, destroy my shoulder. Yeah, so far so good. The headstock is also a bit darker now. The Cerakote veneer has also been stained, and I painted the engraved logo again to make it pop a bit more. Really happy how that turned out. Overall, it looks so much better now. Take a look at the Bubinga neck. It really pops now. You can see the grain is much deeper than it was before. Also, it has now black screws instead of these cheap looking gold ones. So I want to say another thanks to Schaller for providing this bridge for this build. And of course, Ronsviswall for this pickup set, which my wiring is not doing justice at all. There's one position, the split of the neck, which is not working at all, and I don't know why. It was before. Something I messed up again with the wiring. Something I never get right, never. Although I paid really attention to make it neat, and it looks a lot less messy than last time in here. Well, it's something I need to check again. Still, it's enough to get some tones. There's not much to say more, really. Except that I'm really proud to show these to you again. It was so much work. I did not count the hours one by one, but my estimate was over 100 hours went into this, from drawing the sketch to cutting out the blanks. And something I want to change for the next build is I really need to take more time for the fret job. This is something I rushed because I wanted to finish this guitar and finally see it and play it, and that was a mistake because the fret job is not the best. Playability is totally fine. I did not even expect to have a playable guitar in the end, so that was quite surprising. But it has a lot of fret buzz, and it's out of tune. Yeah, I can always remove the frets and refret it at some point in the future if I really want to, or even give it to luthier who takes care of it. Maybe even flatten down the fretboard a bit to get a thinner neck. That could be a project for the future, but for now I am happy how it is, how it plays, how it feels. It is not that good, but for a first build with little to no experience in crafting guitar, I would say this is okay. Yeah, so today in this video we're also going to hear some sound clips of this. Just gonna noodle around a bit, show you some sounds. It's not the best sounding guitar, but that problem is definitely not the pickups, because it sounded differently when I wired it the first time. So it is definitely me and my wiring. Again, thanks to Gabriele for this set. I am actually getting a custom guitar from Ronsviswall in a couple of weeks, and I am really stoked for that. So let's listen to some sounds. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed the DIY guitar, my first build ever. It's not the best guitar in the world, but it looks cool. And for what it is, and considering my expertise in that game, it's okay. It's nothing to be ashamed of, I would say. As always, a special thanks goes to my patrons and my Patreon community, who is growing and growing. I'm really surprised. Thank you. Thank you so much. It really means a lot. So if you are interested in getting some little candy on top of the video content that I'm uploading to YouTube, make sure to head over to patreon.com/Stonehenge and sign up for a per video subscription, which you can absolutely limit. If you want just to pay $1 per month, that's fine to me. I mean, I'm grateful either way. You will have access to stuff like guitar tabs, or just tab sheets of chords, behind the scenes photos or questions. You can ask questions, more personal questions if you want, or if you want to have them answered more in detail, you can do that on my Patreon page. So the next video after this one is going to be a pictures only video of the building process of this guitar. That's something I just have shown on Instagram in my story highlight, which you can check out here. But I also want to upload this to YouTube so it's more accessible to everyone. And because I did not catch the building of this on camera, because I wanted to focus on working on it and not, setting up the camera gear every time, and just, be for myself. I really enjoyed my life down there in that basement where I built the guitar. Again, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I will see you next time.